try to do that in my life. I don't know if you do too. If I get up and say, oh God, today was a bad day. My sons, my daughters, my wife, my employment, my this, my publisher, they're giving me a hard time, today. What I'm trying to achieve to get through that day is what? I can't solve any of those problems. I know that. Evenness of mind. So that I can still keep my even state of being and get on with the day and get on with the next day. I think most people are trying to do that in one form or another. Therefore, yoga is an aid to do that. And these other disciplines out of Buddhism and other religions of that kind that teach you evenness of mind and not to pay attention to various sufferings or desires or ambitions or things or passions. From passion comes confusion of mind. 61, bring them all in harmony, and that's a big Platonic idea. Let him sit in devotion and union, his soul finding rest in me. For when his senses are in harmony, then he is in serene wisdom. That's totally Platonic. If you read the Plato, Socrates, they're always talking about harmony of the soul and getting harmony of the soul. And the only difference is that he speaks about in me. See, Krishna is not just a teacher, he's the God himself. He's Brahman, because he's achieved one with Brahman. And that's the other thing that I've missed here. Part of this whole process of enlightenment is to get out of your body and to achieve Brahman, that is, union with Brahman. Since Brahman is the total immortal principle, it's the immortal reality outside of all other realities, you might call it God. And if you can achieve union with Brahman, then you can achieve, as the Neoplatonists would say, union with the One. All this is an enlightenment process. And therefore, when you're in union with Brahman, and that's why these yogis and everything, when you see them, and when they claim to have had enlightenment, are not here anymore, they're somewhere else, and same in Islamic mysticism and others, then you have, in fact, gone out of this world and into the immortal, eternal world. So you see, you find rest in me. From passion comes confusion and loss of remembrance, the forgetting of duty. So obviously these passionate states, these worked up states, these states of desire, they're no good. There is no wisdom, line 66, for a man without harmony. And without harmony there's no contemplation. In the dark night of all being, 69, awakes to light in the tranquil in man. 71, for the man who forsakes all desires, abandons all pride of possession, and of self, reaches the goal of peace supreme. So there's the goal. Abandon all desires, all possessions. So what's the goal? Evenness of temper and union with Brahman, the one eternal principle. The goal is conquering suffering and death. And the way to do it is through these exercises where it's not to get drunk all the time because you're going to wake up from those things, or be on drugs because you're going to, you're going to have a bad trip sooner or later, et cetera, et cetera. The way is through spiritual exercise of this kind. So all I was trying to say is I'm not sure that's going to produce the eternality that they're after. It may produce the discipline, and I give them that. This is the eternal in man. Reaching him and all delusion is gone. Even the last hour of his life upon earth, man can reach, and here it is, the nirvana of Brahman. The nirvana is a word that is supposed to symbolize a paradise state, or a state of perfect being, perfect bliss. And it's not only an idea as you see in Buddhism. We normally think of nirvana as a Buddhist idea, what Buddhists are looking for, nirvana. It comes out of Hinduism right here, and it's already in the Bhagavad Gita. That's something there, sir. So when you're in Brahman, if you've achieved this goal of getting out of the body, have I explained it clearly to you, and getting in this other state of being, then in fact you've got it. Let me do a little bit of chapter 3 before you run off, if I can. Give me 5 or 10 more minutes. Because once we've done chapters 2 and 3, we've basically done the whole book. I'll do some more after that. But these things these doctrines get repeated then. Look, let's get into them again quickly, because I know time's way. Look, Arjuna, is vision greater than action? Why do you want me to act in this terrible war? Basically 3:1, 3:2. Tell me the truth. By what path should I attain this Brahman, this supreme? Okay, here he lays it out, Krishna. There are two roads to getting this perfection, as I have already told. One is Jnana Yoga, the wisdom of the Sankhayas. That looks to the wisdom of enlightenment. Jnana Yoga, I don't have to write on the board, it's there. The other is Karma Yoga, the yogi action. So there are Sankhayas who are looking for an enlightenment state, and he says the yogis are not so much looking for that. They're looking for the path of perfect action. So not by refraining from action does a man in turn attain freedom from action, nor by renunciation does he attain supreme perfection. Now we're talking Karma Yoga here. So he who withdraws from actions, he is under a delusion. That's a false path. So this is a different sermon here. The great is the man who, free from attachment and with a mind ruling its powers in harmony, works on the path of Karma Yoga, the path of consecrated action. So Karma Yoga means that you have actions greater than inaction, perform therefore your task in life. That's the next step. That is, do your duty, do your work. Even the life of the body could not be if there were no action. So, and let your actions be pure.